Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be swatching some more Paul Ruben's watercolors that were sent to me to review. These are the 5th generation watercolors and they came in this pink and gold box. I'll just unbox it for you with this protective pink cloth. And inside is this pink and gold watercolor box. I'll just open it so that you can see inside all the colors. There are 24 colors and I will be swatching them all for you today in my Baohong 100% cotton watercolor sketchbook. It's cold pressed, by the way. I forgot to add that. So I'll just have to unwrap these and I will be back to begin swatching. See you in a little bit. And I'm back. I've added a splash of water to each half pan just to wake it up, and I shall begin swatching. And our first colour, if I just adjust everything so it's in shot. Our first colour is Naples Yellow. And this is a mix of PW6, PY53 and PBR24. So I'm going to do what I do every time I swatch. Well, almost every time I swatch. I'm going to swatch in mass tone and then I'll dilute the colour so that you can see it. So this Naples Yellow is opaque. It's quite rich and earthy, I'd say. It's not as bright as the Winsor & Newton one, which I am used to, but it has a lovely earthiness to it. I'll just see what it looks like diluted. Yes, that is quite pretty. It's a nice earthy Naples Yellow. Very creamy as well. Lemon Yellow is next. It is PY3. I find many lemon yellows to be PY3. Seems to be a favourite pigment. And yes, it's so vibrant. It leans towards green. It jumps off the paper, I'd say. The colour just jumps off. And I'll dilute that. Really nice I cannot say that word. Consistency. Nice and creamy. Lifts very easy off the pan. Now we have a cadmium yellow light coming up, which is PY35. Let's see what it looks like. All opaque, as it should be. Bright, not as green leaning as the lemon yellow. Oh dear, I'm fighting off a sneeze. Sorry if I pause a little bit here so that I can just fight it off. I'll dilute this. The perils of filming. You either want to cough, you either want to sneeze, you either want to scratch somewhere, like on your face or something. There we go. Really pretty cadmium yellow light. Chromium yellow hue deep, I think that is. Let me just swatch that. Mass tone. Yes, I can feel that it's like not quite opaque. It might be semi-opaque, I'd say. Let's dilute it to see. Really pretty orange. Did I mention it was PY65? I might have done. Fighting off the sneeze and I'm just a little bit distracted. Chromium orange hue is next, which is PO62. This looks like a orange with a red undertone. Yes. Not too opaque. I can still see the paper underneath there. And dilute that. These are really very rich and bold colours. So far. Add a little bit more water. Oh, wonky circle. I can't even say the word circle. Wonky circle. The word circle was wonky as well. Cadmium red light is next. Let's add a bit of water. Very opaque. Whoa. As a cadmium should be. And so bold. Very bold. It's like that pillar box red. I think that's the term for it. Pillar box red. There we go. It is very opaque. I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting to a diluted version. Okie dokies. Next we have Perylene Maroon, which is PR179. Oh yeah, this is not opaque, but there's so much paint coming off the palette, the half pan. It looks opaque. There's so much paint on the paper at the moment. Let's dilute that. It has a decent opacity, but it's not as opaque as the cadmium, say. Oh, very like a desaturated red. It's very pretty. Washing my brush. Next we have Quinacridone Rose, which is PV19. Whoa. Again, has a decent opacity, but this is not an opaque colour. I can still see the paper underneath. Let's dilute it. Ooh. This is not as pink as I expected. It's quite red. Some PV19s do lean towards red more. This one I think does. This PV19s that can be really pink. Okay, so Quinacridone Maroon is next, PV42. I believe. All these half pans look the same in a row, and I'm just trying to make sure I'm picking up the right colour. They are quite similar on the paper as well. Yes. Has a decent opacity, but not opaque. Still can see the paper underneath. Let's dilute that. That is a lot pinker than the PB19, a lot cooler, and the circle a lot wonkier. Yes. Oh my goodness, we're going all over the place here. Okay. Next we have dioxazine violet, another favourite pigment that manufacturers use for ready-made palettes. So let's see what this dioxazine looks like. And it's PB23, of course. Whoa. Wow. That is one opaque dioxazine. It's almost black. Yes, it's definitely going to come through as black through the video. Let's dilute that. So we can actually see the colour. Whoa! That is so rich. My goodness, that has to be one of the richest dioxazines I've ever seen. That is incredible. I wonder how that is going to dry. Wet, it looks stunning. It looks really pretty. And we're coming up to indigo, which I am very curious about, because for those of you who watched my previous Paul Rubens watercolour swatching, I had a little bit of a trouble with the indigo. I could not lift the colour off the palette, or off the half pan. I keep saying palette when I mean half pan. I just could not, it would just not come out from the half pan. So I'm very curious to see what's going on with this today. Let's see what this indigo shall be like. Okay, yes, this lifts very easily. We're going to do first a mass tone, and that is black again. Now that is what I expect from an indigo. It looks like they've sorted their issue with this palette. Yes, much better. And diluted. And I did not mention, in my haste to see the colour, the pigments in the mix. It's PB15 and PB66. I believe those are the same pigments that were in the other indigo that I tried, but it looks like they've kind of stabilised it better, probably. Yes, that's what I would expect an indigo to look like. Yes, relieved to see that. Very happy to see that. French blue is next, which is our beloved PB29, ultramarine. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. That is lovely. That is a lovely ultramarine. It's a mid ultramarine. It doesn't lean, I would say mid towards cool, actually. It doesn't have that violet undertone, which I really like, but it is a beautiful ultramarine nonetheless. And This is the colour diluted, and it's lovely. Really pretty. Now the crucial thing for this, for me, is to see if it actually granulates, as a French ultramarine should do, or it's been so finely milled that it will just not granulate. We'll see. All of the other colours have not granulated. I cannot see any granulation in any of the other colours so far. They're beautiful, they're bright, but quite flat, as the other Paul Rubens watercolours I have tried have been. So if you want watercolours that do not have texture, these are the watercolours that would suit you best, I think. I'm back. I have fresh water, I have a nice clean palette, and I'll begin swatching the next 12 colours. And the first colour I will be swatching is Berlin Blue, which is PB27, which I believe is Prussian Blue. And yes, in my last video with Paul Ruben's watercolours, I had a problem with this colour as well. So I'm very excited to see if the problem is not there anymore. It was basically, it had like particles in it, and it was quite washed out. Let's see what this PB27 looks like. And I'm fighting a sneeze again. Oh dear. Must be the pollen. And yes, this is a beautiful PB27. Exactly what I would expect from a PB27. So yes, it looks like they have sorted whatever the issue was with those two paints. This is a lovely PB27. Nice green undertone. Lovely colour. Next we have Phthalo Blue, which is PB15 column 3. And I don't expect any issues with this. Yeah. Very translucent, even in mass tone. I apologise if you can hear the howling through my windows, but they are a little bit open today because it is a warm day. I've been waiting for a nice sunny day to film, and today was my opportunity, but it is quite windy. So you may hear the howling of the wind. Sorry about that. Very bright. Very bright phthalo blue. Yes, it's behaving exactly as a phthalo blue should behave, in my opinion. Translucent turquoise is next, which is PB16. Let's have a look at this. Oh, it's a very pretty hue on the palette. Yeah, not opaque at all, I would say. Very pretty. I have a soft spot for turquoise and teals. Very bold and very bright. Lifts very easily off the palette. Next we have Oriental Green, which is PG7, which is another phthalo, but a green this time. Yes, and it is very blue leaning green. Again, not opaque. It has a bit of opacity, a little bit of opacity, but not as opaque as you would expect, for instance, cadmiums to be, or some earth colours to be. Not saying that all earth colours are opaque, I'm just saying that certain earth colours can be quite opaque. Bright, good mixer, but for me, too staining. May Green is next, which is a mixture of PY151 and PG7, so this has phthalo in it. And this is very bright. I don't know why I said that way. That almost verged on me trying to sing, and you really don't want that. I cannot sing to save my life. So I'll try not to do that again. And transparency, let's see. It's transparency. It is kind of semi-opaque. Still can see the paper underneath, but not as much as the translucent turquoise, for instance. Very, very bright and bold. All these colours, apart from the Berlin blue, are quite bold and vibrant. Cobalt turquoise dark is next, which is PG26. Let's see what this looks like. This looks like it's going to be opaque. Yeah. Yes. Very opaque, much duller green. Much more moody. And dilute it. It has a grittiness to it when I'm applying it to the paper. I wonder if this will have any sort of granulation, owing to that grittiness that I can feel. We'll see. Another green coming up, olive green dark, a mixture of PO62 and PG7. Again, a mixture with a phthalo, an orange and a phthalo. And let's see. You can mix your own version of this with this palette, because we have both PO62 and we've got PG7 in this palette. Really nice green, really nice. Has some opacity to it. Let's see. Not as rich when diluted. The mass tone is beautiful. It's a pretty green. Earth yellow next, PY42. It has some transparency. Quite opaque though, quite opaque still. Yes, this is an opaque. I say that, but then I see that you can see some of the colour of the paper underneath, so it is quite opaque. Very nice earthy yellow. I think a piece of my brush ended there. Maybe there was this tiny hair that... Can I just get it off? No, I'm just going to have to remove it afterwards. Burnt Sienna is next, which is PR101 and PBK9. Black. That is interesting. Oh, I can't. That is a really beautiful burnt sienna, but I can't see any black in it. That is strange. And wonky circle because I am distracted. Okay, hold on a second because I am going to double check this and see if it actually does say that it's got black in it. Yes? I doubt you can see that. It's so tiny, but it says PR101 and PBK9. And I really can't see the PBK9 in that. Okay, maybe there's just a tiny bit of PBK9 in there. PBK9 is the ivory black, which we will be swatching afterwards. And, oh, just dipped my brush in the wrong half pan because distracted. And let's see. I am not seeing any PBK9 in this. Okay, this is odd. But I'm not complaining. It's just that maybe they mislabeled it. Okay, so that is going to remain a mystery because I doubt that has black in it. Anyway, moving on. Venetian red is next. Oh, and this looks lovely. This is PR101. That chameleon of a pigment. And really pretty Venetian red. And let me dilute that. The circles are going for full wonky in this row down here. Just, yeah. I'm making flat circles here because I'm over exaggerating the first circle on top and then I'm not having any space to do the second one. Apologies. But yes, it's the colour that's important, not the shapes as much. So yes, that is quite a pretty Venetian red. Brown umber is next. It is a mixture of PB15, PBR7 and PBK9. Okay. Whoa! Whoa! That is one dark brown umber. Now that has PBK9 in it. Without a doubt. PBK9 being the ivory black. The ivory black that we'll be swatching next. And let's dilute that. Yes, this looks like a really, oh, I don't know, Van Dyke brown almost. Like a Cassell brown. Interesting. I wonder if there's going to be any colour separation in that because of the PP15 and if it will granulate. I doubt it from everything I'm seeing previously. That will be like the odd one out if it does granulate. Ivory black is next, and it is our final colour. Let's see. Yeah. And not completely opaque. I can see paper just peeking in through the colour there. Let's dilute it. And there we have our diluted ivory black. Now that all the colours have been swatched, I'm going to move my palette out of the way without spilling all the colour all over the place, hopefully. I am going to let them dry so that I can see if any of these final ones granulate or if they lose any of their saturation, vibrancy, and I'll be back to talk a little bit about them. See you in a second. And I am back, and all the watercolours that I have swatched are now dry, and I'm going to have a look at them now that they are dry. The first thing that I can observe is that the colours have little colour shift. They basically dried pretty vibrant and bold and nice. There's no chalkiness to them or anything like that. They do seem to, however, have no texture, or very little texture, to be fair. The French blue, which is PB29, has a little bit of texture. Also, the Cobalt Turquoise Dark, the PG26, has a little bit, as does the Brown Umber and the Ivory Black a little bit. But otherwise, they're quite flat colours. Now, the palette itself, if you take that out as like a something that you would want from watercolour for it to have texture, are lovely. The colours are really lovely. And I'm so glad that we didn't have an issue with the indigo or the PB27 this time around. So they seem to have sorted that out, which is really good. So I hope you liked the swatching. I hope you found it informational and you found it fun. In next week's video, I'm not really sure what we're going to be swatching because I am waiting yet again for our postal services to deliver packages to me, and they haven't. So it's going to be a surprise for me as well. I'm just glad to be here and be with you, whatever we're swatching. So I'm very grateful for you all being here with me. I'm going to leave you with my awkward bit, which is, if you like this video, please like the video, as in hit the like button, because that helps the YouTube algorithm thingy me what's it. If you would like to subscribe, I would be so happy if you would. I would love to have you here. If you do subscribe, please hit the notification button so that YouTube will alert you when I have a next video uploaded. And your comments, if you would like to leave me a comment, I love reading your comments, so I'll be so happy if you do. Now, before I leave, as always, I'm going to say a little bit about hope. Now, I'm in a position right now where I'm hoping very strongly for something. I did an MRI this week, and an MRI of my brain and my spinal cord. And the reason is that I do this annually to see if there are new lesions on my brain or my spinal cord from my multiple sclerosis. And at the moment, I'm hoping with all my heart that there are no new lesions and there is no new damage on my brain and my spinal cord. So I'm right in the middle of that. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I am hoping. I'm hoping so strongly and passionately that will be the case, that everything will be okay. So if you are in the middle of something that is scary and difficult, I want you to know that you're not alone. And I want you to please hold on to hope with me. Let's hold on to hope together. And I think that makes us stronger, knowing that we're not alone. That we're not alone in that bleakness and that darkness. That we are together and we're hoping together. So hold on to hope with me. Okay, so saying that, I am going to leave you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye. Bye.